Hi, I'm Angie Lucas, and I write little books about big childhood challenges. These are all the copies that are left of my first book, My Big Dumb Invisible Dragon, illustrated by the wonderful Brigida Sif and published by Sounds True. This book is completely sold out at bookstores and online, and unfortunately, rising production costs have put a second printing at risk. I need your help getting it back in print. My Big Dumb Invisible Dragon is a grief allegory for children that has been comforting thousands of young hearts over the last 5 years. I hear regularly from parents of grieving children who tell me that their kids pull the book out again and again. It helps them to know that they aren't the only ones who have felt this way. They're able to feel hope that someday the grief won't feel quite as heavy as it does right now. I hear from grown-ups who suffered loss in childhood who tell me they wish this book had been available for them back then. I hear from school counselors, grief counselors, therapists, and teachers who use this book in their practices, grief groups, and classrooms. And I get regular emails through my website from people who are desperate to find a copy of the book. It's usually because someone in their life has recently suffered a tragic loss. And they're feeling that helpless feeling of wanting to offer comfort, to let the suffering person know that someone out there has been through something similar and understands at least a little bit about what they're going through. I've been able to mail out copies individually to those who contact me one by one, but my supply is dwindling fast. You might be thinking, sure, she believes in the book, she wrote it, but I'd invite you to check out the Amazon reviews, an average of 5 stars with 115 total ratings. And if you want to see for yourself, you can watch a video of the book being read on YouTube, beginning to end, by the sweetest 7-year-old boy. I'd also love for you to hear a few words from my dear friend Kelly. Kelly is a chaplain who works with hospice patients, and she's also on the board of the Bradley Center, a Utah-based grief support organization where she has volunteered for many years, leading a support group for parents who have lost children.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I have read this story many times to friends of mine as I facilitate grief groups in many capacities. And I have loved this story that just validates those feelings of grief and loss. It takes away the isolation that many people feel as it brings up these emotions that are so foreign to you. And a lot of times people just ignore or push down. And this allows a time and a space to start a conversation, to talk about those feelings that come with the cycles of grief. In my own personal life, I lost a 16-year-old daughter. Her name's Mackenzie, and this book has been so helpful for me to navigate my own feelings and those cycles that come and go even after 13 years, but then to join that journey with somebody else that is just starting and hold their hand like Ollie did.
My Big Dumb Invisible Dragon was dedicated in part to Kelly's daughter. It was also dedicated to these children's grandmother, Shauna. Sadly, they also had to say goodbye to their beloved grandfather very suddenly just a few months ago.
I love my grandma, Shauna, and my grandpa. It's kind of like a dragon, how it was sitting on the boy's head. Kind of makes you feel droopy. The dragon means grief and loss, and the weight of that and the sadness in your heart because of it.
The dragon at the playground, it missed the whole soccer game sometimes. I like the dragon. He yelled and yelled, but the dragon put on headphones and wouldn't listen.
When I'm feeling sad or down, the dragon gets bigger and heavier. But when I'm feeling happier and better, more uplifted, the dragon is a lot smaller and it's easier to cooperate with.
You can't see the dragon straight on. You have to look at the person underneath.
Please help me keep this book available for families like these by supporting my Crowdfundr. Just order a copy for your family or for someone else in your orbit who might need it. Think of it like a pre-order. It's a vote of confidence and proof for my publisher that there's still plenty of demand for this book. After we cover the taxes, fees, and reward costs, all of the proceeds from this campaign will go toward financing another print run. How big that print run is will depend on how much interest we're able to generate here. So consider ordering 2 copies and donating one to a teacher or a counselor at your local school, or 5 copies or 10. If we don't make our goal, your credit card won't be charged, so there's no risk. One very exciting feature of the special edition is the In Memory Of page we'll be adding in the back of the book. With a $25 donation, you can have your loved one's name listed in every copy of the book we print in this run. There are limited spots available, so if you're interested, act quickly. It would mean the world to me to have this book back in print again. It would also mean the world to Sorg, my big plush dragon who comes with me to school visits. His name comes from the Icelandic word for sorrow or grief, a fitting name given that the illustrator of this book is originally from Iceland. Poor Sorg hasn't been able to visit school children for a few months now since the book sold out. He absolutely loves letting children know that they are not alone, that there's hope and happiness ahead. And you should see the look on kids' faces when they get to meet him. It's magical. From all of us who poured our hearts into creating this book, me, Birgitta, our editor Jen, and the talented and dedicated staff at Sounds True, especially Christine and Jamie, we are grateful for your time, your attention, and your support. Please consider supporting our crowdfunder today. Thank you.